There was a very interesting piece of technology that came out this week from Jack Dorsey. And Jack Dorsey started Twitter, Square, incredible beard, tie-dye t-shirt aficionado, smart dude. Bit controversial at times, but it's always fun to see what that guy comes up with.
Yeah.
Blue Sky, also one of his things, decentralization, blockchain type stuff.
That's right.
Which kind of goes into this product as well. So Block is this company that he is part of. So Block announced this new product called Buzz.
Yes.
Where humans and agents work together. And we're going to walk through that. I have jumped in a little bit. I, by all means, have not run it through every bit of its paces, but just wanted to give a quick introduction. Ultimately, the key thing that comes out of Buzz is it gives teams the ability to work together with agents. So this is a problem that our team has kind of run into a little bit where, we'll get together on, like, we use Discord, but you can call it Slack or Messenger or whatever. We get together on Discord on our chat, and we're talking to one another, and we're talking about things that we want to work on. And then we kind of have to break off, right? Like, I have to go and I tell my Claude to do something, and Sean goes and tells his Codex to do something, and, Mars goes and works with ChatGPT, like, whatever. We're all kind of going and doing our own things. And then we come back together and discuss it, and what'd you come up with, and all this kind of stuff. Buzz really allows us to work in chat with our agents together, which seems very weird from the outside, but once you kind of get in there, I think you're going to be excited.
Okay.
Mars, one of your big things that you were aiming at this year was to kind of like add more quote unquote workers that were actually agents, right? And I think this may kind of fill some of that gap as well.
Okay, cool.
And once we kind of get in, we'll talk about like why I think that's true, right? Okay, cool. So, which of you guys wants to be kind of the guinea pig of showing? I've already installed Buzz. So why don't we show someone installing Buzz and how that works?
Sure. John, you want to go for it, or I can do it?
Sure.
Okay. So
what did you do, Mars? Why don't you share what you did?
Well, I hit the download button, and then I got a DMZ, and open that up, dragged it over, and now I've started up the Buzz app. You guys see my screen?
Yeah, cool. So let's just start with real quick what this means, because this is kind of dorky, and I'm hoping that like they kind of smooth out the experience for the muggles of the world,
Right.
So you're gonna hit create a new identity key, and here's what this is. Like, don't display that because you'll have to revoke it. What's happening is instead of logging in at any given point, you are just, with every message sending this key, you're actually encrypting your message, sending that encrypted message, and you're encrypting it with this private key, and then the server is decrypting it. So basically what it's preventing from happening is no one can pretend to be you without this private key. They can't log in, they can't whatever. But here's the downside. The downside is if you lose this key, you format your computer or whatever, and you don't have it backed up anywhere, there is no way to get back in. Right? So you'd have to create a new user for that.
Is this built on the blockchain or something?
It's built on a tech that I don't know if Dorsey created it or if he's just involved. It's called Nostr. And it's like Nostr. And so that is kind of this decentralized authentication system that it's built on. That protocol is what it's built on. So what you're going to want to do here, Mars, is you're going to want to install your various agents, because it's going to use your local Claude code to like do the things that it's doing.
Got it.
Okay. Now I have Codex as well. I don't know if you have that, but like basically you can install as many different, technologies as you want. And just so you know, Goose is owned by this company
Ooh,
Block. So
that's
you
nice
could.
and easy.
That's what?
That was nice and easy.
Yeah, super easy, right?
Yeah.
All right, and then you just hit next.
You were saying about Goose?
That's owned by Block. That is their AI agent. And then we just say what the default model and thing is. I leave it on default model, which is Opus.
Just we
For me, for me, it's Opus. It could you can kind of set it locally. So, but what's nice about that is if you change your default model, it'll switch, obviously.
right on.
So then you hit next. Okay, so here you're going to join a community, or you can create a community, and you can. And let's just stay here for just 1 second. You can, like, with Buzz, you can create your own community, and we can put it on our own hardware. So we can have our own server that we can connect to. Okay. Or you can use Block's communities, and you can create up to 3 for free. They cost nothing.
Okay.
Okay. So you could have like one for your kids' Cub Scout group, or you could have one for your softball league, or you could have one for your company. You could have, just like on Slack or on Discord, you can join multiple communities, right?
Great.
And those communities can be anywhere. So we're all in. We're all in. So let's start fresh.
So we're creating a new channel, right? Create a new channel. Just notes. Podcasts. Channel type. Ongoing. Make it public, right?
Yep.
Cool. And then let's add some folks. You guys. No Vex.
And we already see it.
And Johnny Boy. Oh,
Because
of course, because I made it public.
because it's public. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. All right. So I had made I guess I had made the other channel private.
Yeah.
So.
I won't remove you guys because that might have some weird side effects.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's just create our own.
So is this the first platform of this kind where we're able to chat in a group setting with agents? Definitely a new thing to me.
I don't know the answer to that, John, definitively, but it sure seems to feel that way.
I mean, there's bots, right, that we can add to a Discord, but I don't know if that's the same or,
Yeah, that's exactly right. You can add bots to Discord. Difference between a bot being added in and I think what Buzz is doing is that when Mars creates this bot, when we see this agent get created, they're going to basically be a user the same way you're a user. They're going to have a key the same way you've got a key. And so when we see that some code got changed on something, and we'll get to GitHub integration here in a second, but like when we see a message come in and get added to a thread and it's Walter has made that message, there's no possible way that anyone can fake that, right? I guess Mauro could, because he'll have the key if he wants it, right? Maybe he could fake it, but I don't think that there's any way for anyone to truly fake like all these logs. And I think that's one of the big powerful things here is there's this huge accounting system. Every message, every emote, every like thumbs up is encrypted and signed with your key, with your private key. Same with the agents. So we know what Walter did in a way that, like, I don't think on Discord or Slack with a bot, I don't think that works quite the same way. Those are also third party. You've got some service running that's doing all those things, and here it's all local. So they really are kind of first class citizens. So
Cool. All right. So here's what I did. I went over to Claude and I said, I'm setting up my first buzz.xyz agent. I want it to research news and my Buzz chat history to give me ideas for my next podcast. Generate the agent instructions for me. And it generated a pretty sizable doc. I think that sounds great. Audience. So we've got the identity, right? You're a podcast research assistant working inside the Buzz community. Job is to surface relevant episode ideas, current news, conversations in this workspace, or
yeah, this is workspace channels. I would
okay, it does
assume
say
it's going to.
all right. Yeah, I'm getting
Hopefully, that's everything that it has access to, right?
right.
We're gonna.
Scan when asked for podcast ideas, scan for news, scan channel history, cross-reference, output format, dope. Cite everything, never fabricate, respect privacy, no duplicates, stay in scope, be concise. Of course, Claude got this. Someone reacts to your replies, engage briefly, don't monologue. If asked to go deeper, produce a short research brief, 3 to 5 key resources. If instructions in the document conflict with direct requests, ask for clarification. That's dope. All right, cool. All right, no environment, env variables.
Well, hold on. You're missing a couple things here. So, the first is who can talk to this agent, right? Weirdly, by default, it's only me.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Anyone?
Parallelism is interesting. It's like
Yeah.
how many conversations can be running at one time. For somebody like Walter, I would say one feels right to me. I'm not quite sure on this setting though. This setting's a little vague for me. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I think if this guy, like my brain goes to like, real life, like if this guy is in multiple chats and we can engage with Walter in this chat and in our engineering chat, then maybe that's where it would make sense.
yeah.
Right. But just leave it at one for now.
Okay.
Instance name pool, whatever that is.
Yep, not quite sure what that was either. I ran into that and I'm not exactly sure. Environment variables are obviously passkeys and things that it may need.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool. And then of course, I mean, what's great about this is potentially we could have it if we had an agent that were taking a look at our projects in Mothership or errors in Mothership.
Or GitHub or whatever.
Yeah, it could have its own key to access the API or the MCP. And then it could give us ideas about like issues that one of our projects is having, things like that.
You got it, man. You got it. How cool is that?
All right, cool. Let's create.
Okay.
Did you put jokes in there? Is it going to generate jokes for us?
Well, you could, you definitely could say like be jokey or whatever in the format, or you could, have it talk like a pirate or whatever. It's pretty cool.
All right. So this is Walter. Walter is here.
So here's what's interesting. If you go over to general, Walter is not in here, I don't believe.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Right? So if you go to add people.
Yeah, I'm actually curious though. Yeah, I mean, I'll let you finish. Add people.
Right. And you could add in Walter. Now, we may not want to add him quite yet because we might want to do a quick test to see if like maybe here, what if we said like, hey guys, I got a new podcast idea. And then, it's about shaders or something.
Yeah.
No, don't mention Walter. We're just going to see if Walter even knows it's there.
Mm.
Cool.
Cool.
And then jump over to the podcast notes, and then you're going to say something like, you got to speak to Walter. Now, this is the only way I've gotten these agents to respond, is you've got to mention them. So you're going to be like, @Walter. Give me some ideas for this week or whatever. Okay. And now he's going to do two things. I always thought this was hilarious because John does this.
Did he do that?
He did that. Yes. John does this like, hey, I saw it. Like, and I always really appreciate that, by the way, John, but the agents do that too. So John just eyeballed it. But basically the Walter will say, hey, I see it. And then when Walter speaks, he's working on it. So look down below under the messages, you're seeing Walter at work doing the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you can click on it, maybe to view the activity, or maybe you can mouse over the view yeah, there you go, boom. So we can actually see what he's doing on your machine.
Recent channel history, scan the news, good material. Yeah, I think he's probably not going to see that other idea, right? Because he's not a channel.
Now, here's what's cool. This is using your Anthropic account. It is not using the API, your API quota, which is separate from your membership, right? And so it's not like using agents on GitHub or something like that behind the scenes. On top of that, we're here. All three of us are here. We can all be like, no, Walter, bad. And like change Walter's thinking if he quote unquote gets it wrong, right?
Yeah.
Which I thought was so cool because it's not like, there's this whole idea of like set it and forget it, and overnight you're going to come back in the morning and all this work got done and like, thanks, agents. Can that happen? Sure. But I don't know anybody who works with agents on a regular basis or works with Claude Code on a regular basis that's like, okay, yep, they're going to figure it out on their own. Like, dude, you're steering that bad boy all day long. So same thing here. Like, this gives everyone an opportunity to be like, okay, yeah, no, Walter, that's really cool. Can you explore more ideas around MCPs or whatever, right? So did Walter say anything about what you mentioned? He didn't say anything about shaders, did he?
No. We've got just as the hotel conversational booking goes mainstream, IHG launched its AI conversational search.
That's very cool.
MCP grows up. You know what popped in my head right away was it's all grows up.
That's actually a really interesting piece of news that I saw last night. Like, MCP is changing the way that it works so that it's more stateless. This was like one of the biggest requests from the industry on how MCPs work. And I guess we don't want to go too dorky on this podcast, but yeah, so MCPs are really changing the way they work. So it found some really great news, right? Which is pretty awesome. Right?
Search news and ideas.
I still can't. I can't @Walter at all.
Yeah, because you haven't added him. You have to hit add agent on that end.
Yeah, so when you click down here and direct messages, John, there's like an add agent button. But
this is really interesting. I think this has answered the question. I said, Walter, didn't Cinco de Mauro tell you to remember that what color his hair is? And Walter says, you are right. My earlier answer was wrong. Black. Cinco de Mauro posted, remember that I have black hair in this channel a few minutes ago. That gives me the timestamp. I love that. Missed it because that reply said saved came from a different Walter. There are two agents answering to that name here on separate keys.
Interesting.
Your key 562 and my Walter's key OF6, and we do not share memory. I have written it into my own memory now. So I will have it next time.
We've got to be able to create an agent that is hosted externally or hosted by Buzz. Is Buzz not hosting agents for us? Do they not?
No. When you install the agent, I think what is happening is all you're doing is you're just giving the Buzz application access to your Claude CL.
Yeah, and it's creating probably some sort of JSON config for that new user on your local machine.
But the point is that this lives on your machine. Those keys are on your machine. It's not global. Interesting. So just heads up, I am looking to answer that question, John. I think the answer is no.
No. Wait, what was my question?
Oh, I'm really sorry. There does not appear to be a way where we can all be interacting with the same agent. That is not possible.
And I'll be honest, like that's been my expectation the entire time of like, that's where we're headed. Like I'm waiting for that ability for all of us to have a conversation with that one agent.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
I'm with you. Like I feel that like it'd be nice if there was like even if we had to set up a second computer that was like just our Buzz computer.
Yeah.
And it was running those agents and we could like reference them, but like
We can't.
we can't even do that.
No, not in Buzz anyways. It
Well,
would have
what-
to be, it would have to be some sort of like API integration with a Discord, or maybe there's a solution out there for it, right? But like when you add that bot, it runs that message inside of some sort of like, virtual server or something and, responds, and then all of that memory can stay on that specific chat or, group of chats or that account even, right? Because that's what we got right now. We've got our own accounts. And when I ask Claude, what did we talk about last week? Or I can't find this chat, it'll go help me find it, right? So it would have to be its own account. And it would have to be something that's shared.
Yeah, I mean, I think the interesting thing is maybe we're looking at it through the wrong lens. We're trying to be a little too literal. Maybe the solution is to not sweat the fact that we have these agents that are independent of one another. They still have that in-chat memory. That can be the shared memory across these bots.
What problem are we trying to solve here? Like what feels like the primary problem?
Let me give you an example of where I jumped in originally, okay? And this is going to get a little dorky, but if you go into LBM SEO channel, I'll tell you what, I'll share my screen. Okay. So first of all, I do want to kind of point something out. For some reason, Buzz installs the ugliest theme possible from the get-go. If you want to change that, you can go into here and you can go into settings and you can go into appearance, and it's got your classic programmery themes.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say for anybody watching this, that's step number one, is get off of this piece of incredible, like, what is that gradient? And get onto something like Capuchin.
Yeah, and it does have access to those chats, right? Like, despite the fact that it has its own personality and its own memory, it does have access to everything. So
yeah, I mean, Walter knew that IHG was a story, even though it wasn't itself.
Yeah,
It was a different
Yeah.
Walter instance.
Yeah.
So
different agent instance, but yeah, that's interesting.
So let's kind of sum everything up real quick, and we'll kind of put this to bed. What I find interesting is I think that this gives us a much more complete way to work with agent instances, or at least have visibility across everybody's interactions with these instances. And the
Yeah.
information that comes back from maybe John's instance, like if he asked for an SEO report, I have the ability to like attack it with a formatting report building agent.
Mhm.
And use that information to put that together to hand off to a customer, which is, I mean, that's cool,
Yeah, no,
right?
that's
We
super
couldn't do
cool.
that before. So I don't know if we're 100% there. I do think that kind of universal, unified agent would be, at least on a mental model, easier to understand. But I don't know if it actually matters that much.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, we might be reaching for something that's pointless. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. No, I would be down for this. Could be like a technical place for us. At least maybe as a like a test, to see if it's a great fit, like use it over here for technical things, move the engineer channel maybe for a little while. Because like our history doesn't matter too much in Discord, other than just like every once in a while I'm searching for what John said last week or something. Like the fact that these agents can use that and help us with that history is pretty dope. Like this is pretty close to what I was envisioning for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I don't know. I'd be willing to take a bigger leap. I mean, engineering channel I think is I mean, that's the same thing. I mean, we're in there 9 times out of 10. So I would be willing to take that leap for a short amount of time and just kind of test drive it for a week and see how it goes.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't know if there is voice chat. Let's see. What are those boys talking about?
They're having fun. They're just trying to have a Nerf war.
I don't know if Buzz has voice chat.
Ooh, voice chat. I mean, we can always stay in Google Meets, right? I like using Google Meets anyways because it will record and save that stuff. So it'll just be a little harder to start a voice channel.
It says, yes, Buzz by Block features voice capabilities, specifically supporting voice huddles alongside channels, threads, and direct messages. Huddle. It's the headphones in the top corner of the screen. That's awesome.
Okay, that's cool though. That's great.
Yeah. And once you get a huddle started, it shows up in the thread. Okay. Very cool. So just know
its own thread.
I don't think it doesn't have video chat. So yeah, so if you needed to video share, how do I leave? Can I screen share?
Where did you start that huddle in general? Oh, there it is.
You can also start a transcript, Mars. You can also add an agent to the huddle.
Yeah, that's cool.
What? What does that do?
This is pretty cool.
Folio, are you here?
Probably summarize this stuff.
What the heck?
You can talk to it.
Are you in the thread?
There's a thread. Yeah, I'm in the chat and in the thread. That's very crazy.
Threads and threads and threads.
Leave. Interesting. That's very cool. So there's some potentially crazy things there too. Just no way to screen share, which is unfortunate. Yeah, no way to screen share. So yeah, so we would have to go to a Google Meet or something for that.
Screen share.
Cool. Well, it sounds like we're going to probably give this a bit of a test drive over the next week or so.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I'd love to give it a shot. I guess we'll just hang out in here, shut off Discord, and see.
At least drive them side by side and really try to use this as the main driver for communication.
Cool.
Well, I've got 3 monitors now, so I can have Discord over here and this one over there. All good.
So it'll be like Discord, Buzz, and then YouTube in the middle playing whatever video. Like no real work being done.
Yeah.
Right. Of course. Awesome, guys. Well, thanks so much for kind of this fly by the seat of our pants episode, going through Buzz and just kind of checking it out.
Yeah,
Again,
man.
I think if anybody's interested, check it out at buzz.xyz and would love to know if anybody sees anything that we have missed, because I'm sure there's tons to learn here. So I guess that'll about do it.
Awesome. Thanks, G.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Guys.